Hello and welcome to the overview video of the playtesting session that happened on Wednesday. In this video we have a bunch of highlights that show the feedback and points that I'm going to be talking about in this video, and just general stuff we saw and was out of the ordinary. The first issue that we'd like to talk about is the UI felt very unnavigable for the player. This is something we're going to fix by completely redoing the design to make it more intuitive. And even with the UI, players were getting characters that they didn't have selected, or the characters were getting shuffled throughout the players. So in this example, someone picked Warden, but they didn't get Warden. I believe they got Signy instead. This was happening because we were using just an array for the characters, so it was whoever loaded in got that character, but we're going to use a map instead, which should fix the issue. Second, with the UI, people could press start before everyone had selected and start the match, which is not what we want, so we'll be doing a fix on this by making it you can only press start after everyone has selected a character. Next on the issues we noticed was the knockback values weren't being done properly, where usually it wouldn't get calculated or moves wouldn't scale off of knockback. This would allow characters to have way too much knockback. So for this, we're going to be redoing that by redefining what the values are and properly saying what we'd want to do with them and what values are necessary. In this example, Signy's at 524 and she still barely gets knocked back. Mach is at 500. She's also not getting knocked back as much. They're reaching 600. Should be an instant KO. This might also be playing into the map, as we did get a lot of feedback on Esplanade where it's too hard to knock people off, and another bug that happened was characters were getting stuck in air or mid moves. This could be due to the dodge or some other pin that was connected to the dodge, leaving the characters in the air, and the only way they could move was if someone hit them and reset their state. This is also something we're working on fixing by fully implementing the dodge properly and taking a look at the state machine. Going back to Esplanade though, an issue happened that kind of played into the knockback was it was really hard to knock characters off. So they would not, get knocked off and their values would go super high, which is not what we want. So we're going to be either cutting the map, but before we do anything, we're going to fix the knockback issue just to know what we do. Secondly, going to the transit map, some issues we had, at least that were more noticeable there, was the characters were feeling too slidey. This should be fixed when the hit animations are implemented to actually make it the characters look like they're in air, which would not give that slidiness feel, but still it was something we got feedback on. There were a nice or interesting observation is the moves used the most are the side specials or the side neutrals, side normals, and this makes sense as characters are going to try moving around while also trying to hit, which would cause or lead to sides being the most used, which kind of gives us a focus on what we can work on and what we should prioritize of getting the sides in and making them as refined as possible. Ideally, we make everything refined, but sides should be first on that list. And I think one of the nicest things and kind of surprising was people really liked the game. We had to tell people to get off or tell them to swap characters just to restart a round because rounds are not in yet, but they just wouldn't. They would keep on playing. They wanted to stay the same characters, continue the same round, and it was really fun to see. they were messing around as they found the issue right here where you can just infinitely dodge. You can stay in the dodge animation, just spam it, keep walking around, and you don't really get hit much. This is not intended, but again, something we hadn't noticed before, but really nice to know. Although there was a thing on the Esplanade map where the characters were having a lot of fun with the platforms on the side. They were like edge guarding, they were trying their best to kind of occupy that space, which felt really good from at least a map perspective of the variety between Esplanade and Transit, which we would like to keep. And the overall, I think I speak for everyone, we really enjoyed it, and we would really like to show these people again our beta version of the game or post alpha of all the feedback the game and us improving on it. But that's all, and thank you for watching.